we've got, and this is brand new. This is only going back about 3 weeks ago that we got involved with Sean Ryan and in the white gold properties. So you're right here at in its infancy, really, and this whole district is in its infancy. It's only had very, very limited drilling. Yet this year, I would say last year maybe 20,000 meters of drilling, 30,000 meters of drilling in the district. Prior to that, it went down as low as 5,000 meters, and this year there'll be over 100,000 meters of drilling in this direct vicinity. And if that doesn't, if you can't make gold discoveries with that kind of drilling, I would be very, very surprised. I believe this is going to be the hottest area in the world this year for new gold discoveries, and there's definite reasons for that. There's been a lot of work being put into regional soil sampling programs that this year will be drill proven. So the first property to the north is we're in black here, the Dan property is here. It may look small on the map, but that's a 25-kilometer piece of property, covers 23,000 acres. It covers a 22-kilometer extension to Underworld's J.P. Ross discovery to the south of us. We're very excited about this. Kinross, now that they've taken over Underworld, they'll be doing a 30,000-meter drill program this year on their 1.4 million ounce deposit to the south, and they'll be also conducting a 30,000-meter drill program on the J.P. Ross. And again, we've got that 22-kilometer extension to the fault. The second property we have to the south of that is the Rosen Butte property. This as well is a huge property, 29,000 acres. Sean Ryan discovered a 2.25 square kilometer soil geochemical anomaly, and we'll be conducting a 5,000 soil sample survey, trenching and hopefully drilling in 2010. So we now control the third largest land package in the White Gold District with over 52,000 acres. And I talked about soil sampling. Sean Ryan has a very unique, he started out with a unique method to make these discoveries. All these discoveries were based on soil sampling. This entire area in the Yukon was never glaciated, so there was no real displacement of the minerals. All erosion was vertical, and when that happens, whatever you find on the surface in the soils tends to be directly below you in the hard rock, and that's how he made that 1.4 million ounce discovery for Underworld.
Is he a geologist or self-taught?
No, he's self-taught. He's a prospector. Bill Harris over here from the Yukon, he knows him very well. He's one of his best friends, yeah. Known him for years, and his dad was a prospector. He grew up around it. One thing that he actually used to pick mushrooms, the good kind, and the one that you sell to Japan, basically. Made a killing doing it, and the way he became so successful in that is by employing a very systematic approach and a scientific approach to picking mushrooms. Basically, he had, just as you would with a soil sample database, he had a database of all the right characteristics of the land that would host these morel mushrooms, and kept a very extensive database. So 12 years ago, when he started looking around getting into prospecting, he employed that very systematic process again. And when you're taking 70,000 soil samples, you can start to get a very good impression of what large areas look like. And so he calls it the haystack effect. What he does is he blankets a huge area. So on our property, he'll do 5,000 soil samples over 23 acres, cover the entire property. He's got a crew of 25 people that work for him, excellent crew. They'll blanket it and they'll come up with haystacks, basically these high gold anomaly impressions. And then he'll focus in on those haystacks and do much tighter grids in order to generate trenching and drill targets. That's what he did with Underworld. That's what he did with another company called Kamenak, where he made a major discovery there. and that's what he'll be doing with our program this year as well. So we'll have a $1.2 million budget this year. We've got 10,000 soil samples, trenching, drilling, and what we'd also like to do, surprisingly enough, for all the discoveries in this area, there is a ton of open ground still. The Chinese have come in recently and they're staking swaths of ground. We'd like to get in there before anyone else does. So a portion of our budget will be for regional exploration. To go into the board and management team, myself, Zach Dingsdale, I've got 15 years in the mining business. Boga, I've worked with him for 14 years. He's a chartered accountant. He's ex-CFO of BP. We've worked together in the mining market for 14 years. Mark Feckett is our geologist. He's ex-Free West. He knows every project that you could think of out there. He's an excellent geologist. And through Mark's efforts, we made that tag Gold Discovery. So I've worked with him off and on for about 10 years. And then Steve Smith is on the finance side. And again, I've worked with him from the day I started in this industry. So we've got strong junior mining experience. We have the ability to raise money and also the knowledge of what it takes to get the story out there to the public as well. Here's our 12-month chart. We're currently sitting at around 25 cents. We're traded on the TSX Venture Exchange under the symbol TAK. I think the most exciting thing for a group like yours right now is that we have a $5 million market cap. We're just getting this story out there. We've got 19 million shares outstanding. We're, again, 25 cents. 25% of our shares are held by insiders. The cash in the bank, we have about $600,000, more than enough to begin our work program in the Yukon, but what we'd really like to do is do a much larger program. So just before we came here, we announced a $2 million financing that we have underway. It's at 25 cents a unit with a half warrant at 35 cents in the first year, 50 cents in the second year. And we'd invite anyone here that is interested in participating in a private placement to see us at the booth after, and we can certainly get you involved. That's the presentation for today. Thank you very much.